The number one question I get asked from all of these people I work with, big multi-billion-dollar brands, I work with small companies, I work with everything in between. Everybody asks about security. I want to use this, sounds great, the marketing has really worked. Is it safe to use?
I'd really say to anybody that's anxious, that's understandable. I'm a little bit anxious about it. Things are moving at such a pace at the moment that we're all trying to keep up to date with what's coming out, how that might impact us, the pitfalls of it.
Businesses need to be cautious around data. That's obviously always been the case. But I think there's some uniqueness around AI in so much as you are dealing with another third party and you're ultimately giving it data, saying, here is my customer's data. Are you sure that's secure? You also need to be conscious of, you're asking it to then create more data. How are we sure that that new data is now secure?
When somebody adopts AI in their practice, we see this all the time with the products we're building for our accountants. They're essentially outsourcing a little bit of their judgment. So the more they let AI take over things, the more of their judgment that they're outsourcing. And people are only going to trust that when they know that the system that they're using isn't going to make them look foolish, isn't going to make them look biased, isn't going to make them look wrong. And so I feel like people really need to be able to say, show me how you got there. Or no, actually, I don't want to do it this way, to be able to trust AI. So it's that collaboration between humans and the AI.
The only thing of value, I think, is the information around humans, be it their experience, be it their personal details or whatever else. That's the real value. That has to be protected. So whenever you're dealing with whatever third-party tool, be ultra mindful that this data is a precious, precious thing because it drives your business, but it's also real people's real information. And I think AI represents a potential threat to that. And it's also part of the solution, but you have to prioritize it.
I think AI will be deeply embedded in people's workflows. So people will need to be confident using it, confident working in harmony with it. But overall, I just think it's going to lead to huge productivity gains across the board.
At Grind, our finance team is using AI to become more efficient by basically just automating whatever they can to win back their time so that they can then spend their time partnering with other parts of the business and looking at the data rather than producing it or getting involved in too much admin. But for us, it's been really just like, how can we start using it in a small way? Like, how can we just be 5 or 10 or then 20% more efficient? And, I would really encourage everyone just to get going. Like, just an application that lives on your computer is not as scary as people think it is. Just ask it questions, have a conversation with it and see where it takes you.
AI can really save people time and it can support them with strategy. It levels the playing field, it opens up access to being able to do more quicker. Regardless of what team it is, whether you're in product, whether you're an accountant, I think the best way to adopt AI is not just to rush and adopt the flashy technology, it's to work out what does my ideal process look like as a product manager, as an accountant, how do I want my process to look to maximize my efficiencies, and then layer on the AI where it makes sense to do so.
There's a few barriers to using AI, and I don't think it's limited to the accounting profession. I think one is education. People are fearful of something that they don't understand, and quite rightly so. Our community are amazing, our AAT community, and they give really highly valued services to the businesses and clients that they look after. They don't want that to drop. So one of the things is getting educated, getting up to date, working through it.
Where do you even begin? So I would say for me, I think knowing that there are core skills that you need to learn in order to use this tool effectively, these tools effectively. And I'd say learning how to prompt is a really, really important skill. A lot of people say now we have prompt generators, but OpenAI recently released one. It's not very good. It looks great initially, but actually there's loads of flaws with it. But learning how to prompt, I always compare that to automatic and manual driving. So you can have these prompts that are written for you, that's fine. But if you want a really nuanced, you want really full control of the output, you need to learn how to prompt properly. I think it's a really good skill. Learning how to pick tools safely and do your due diligence, that's really important too. So what to look out for, things like ISO 27001 as a certification, SOC 2 compliance. I think those sorts of things are really good for knowing that your data is safe.
You don't need to be technical to get value from AI. Specific skills, especially when it comes to AI, is probably critical thinking, because AI can give you all these amazing reports and things, but actually you need to sort of sense check if it's right and use your critical thinking to read the reports, check it, and then send it to the client, because the last thing you want to do is send something incorrect to a client. I always am a true believer that culture trickles down from the top. So you really have to have that culture of AI and implementing it into your business, but also being open to what other people's thoughts and feelings are. If they don't feel comfortable, then take the time to make them feel comfortable. Reach out to your software vendors. They always give free training on things. But also be open, because they might have a really good idea about how to use AI as well. So just being open to all of the opportunities that it brings.